What's going on, fellow backpackers? My name is Dan, and in today's video I'm going to talk about why I will never, ever do a thru hike. Now, first of all, I want to clarify something extremely important. This video is not meant to suggest that doing a thru hike is bad in any way. If you have already done a thru hike, then congratulations, because that is an amazing accomplishment. And if your dream is to become a thru hiker, then I really sincerely hope that you get to accomplish that dream. So ultimately, I am only talking about me, myself, and I as far as my own thoughts and opinions to wanting to do a thru hike or not. So I'm going to break this down into two sections: why I can't do a thru hike and why I won't. But let's start off with why I can't. As far as why I can't do a thru hike, it really has to do with the F word. No, not that F word, you dirty bird. The other F word, family. So like a lot of people, I have a family. I have a wife and we have a young daughter. And I also have a job to support that family. And I can't really afford to go 6 months without having any kind of an income. And I don't have the kind of job where I can just walk away from it for 6 months and then come right back and everything will be fine. And not to mention, I just cannot fathom the thought of being away from my family for such a long time. Now, of course, they could always realistically meet me along the trail and we can have visits along the way, but still, even if I'm going, a week, 2 weeks over and over and over again without seeing them, yeah, I'm not willing to do that. Now, I know, excuses. There's always some possible way that people can do amazing things like a thru hike. And yes, I suppose we probably could survive 6 months even if I did decide to quit my job and go on a thru hike. Or there are even families out there that thru hike together. I remember reading about one that took their newborn baby on a thru hike of the AT. Unfortunately for me, I'm just not that cool. I could barely survive being a brand new parent at home with all of our luxuries and modern conveniences. I could not imagine being able to raise a child out on the trail. So no, that's just not for us. Not going to happen. And as far as my job, is it possible for me to always get a new job after my thru hike is over? Yeah, I suppose. But I like my current job enough that I don't want to just totally walk away from it and say goodbye to everything that I have built throughout my career. That's just not something that I'm really willing to do. So a lot of this sounds more like I won't instead of I can't. And I suppose there is kind of a blurry line between those two things. But let's move on to why I won't do a thru hike. So even if my magical fairy godmother came down, waved her magic wand and said, "Dan, you now have 6 months to go do a thru hike. You don't have to worry about your job. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about your family. You can go and enjoy yourself on the trail," I still wouldn't do a thru hike. And it actually has nothing to do with the challenge of a thru hike. I actually really like that part. That's pretty appealing to me, both the physical and the mental challenge of doing a thru hike. So it has nothing to do with that aspect of it. It has a lot more to do with the fact that, again, if I was granted a magical 6 months of going backpacking, then I would much rather go all over the country and go backpacking at all these different sites that I have always wanted to go to. Now, obviously, I know that when you're doing a thru hike, you are going through quite a few different states, and in many cases, quite a lot of different ecosystems. So it's not like every single section of the thru hike is exactly the same, but it's still not quite as broad and diverse as being able to, again, go backpacking in all these different national parks and national forests and even around the globe. The other reason why going to a lot of different places seems a lot more appealing to me is that I really love the planning aspect of backpacking. To me, planning is half the fun. And obviously I know that there is still a ton of planning that needs to go into a thru hike, but planning for a lot of different trips over the course of 3 to 6 months involves just different kind of planning. And I like to be able to do that because, again, if I'm going to, let's say, that the Grand Canyon, which has very unique challenges than maybe Isle Royale National Park, So being able to plan for both of those trips might look very differently. The other reason why I like this idea much better is that it's a little bit more feasible and realistic, at least for me. Like I said, I cannot take off 6 months to go do a through hike, but over the course of my lifetime, I can realistically go to all these different places that I really want to go backpacking in. It sure as hell isn't going to happen within 6 months, but over the course of many years, yeah, absolutely. And it's also something that I can experience not just by myself, but with my family. As my daughter gets older and hopefully she'll get into backpacking as well, then we can potentially take her on all these different trips. Someone who enjoys backpacking and has a family, I would much rather spend 2 days on the trail with my family than spend 6 months on a through hike by myself. Aww. Now I should say one more thing. All of this really doesn't apply to shorter through hikes like the John Muir Trail. I can totally stomach being out there for 1 to 2 weeks. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm really talking more about the longer through hikes like the AT, PCT, or CDT. And ultimately, I know, never say never, right? You know, maybe someday in retirement I will do a long through hike. Probably not, but who knows? Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to stick around for some bloopers, and I would really love to hear from all of you what your backpacking dream is. Is it a through hike? Is it something else? Let us know in the comments. Well, enjoy the bloopers, and as always, have fun out there backpacking. That fly again. Get over here. Really likes my camera. Man, this fly just won't go away. Think I got it. I can't do this. Really, where did I leave off? What did I say last time? Do you remember? It seems like a... Curse you! You know, kind of rainforest conditions. Rainforest? Is that right? I have no idea. But... man. Seems like a lot more fun to... I don't need to say that. Continue being a weekend war... Now there's 2 of them. Okay, they're not flies. They're little gnats. You probably can't even see them. I swear I'm not going crazy.